Hello and welcome back to the Monarchy server. We have a few things to do today, but we're gonna start this one off with a time lapse. I've done quite a tremendous amount of work since the last time I updated you. I was able to get a nice big food supply for the gachas. I have this aggregator here that distributes the food to the gachas and poop to the dung beetles. And now I have this S+ gacha Gavager that allows my gachas to feed freely without being worried about like being next to other gachas. So it looks really nice. Really happy with how everything turned out. At this point, I had a full-blown case of clinical gacha madness. I made a whole room dedicated to gachas, got them their own personal space bubbles where they didn't have to think about the woes of being near another gacha. I traded other monarchs for more gachas, and went to Vanaheim to get my hands on a wild female for more breeding, although I was unsuccessful. I made a tutorial about gachas. I even wrote a song about gachas. Oh, you're my best friend and my resource-making slave. If you weren't talking to me about gachas, I wasn't listening. Eventually, I snapped out of it and realized I was tired of having to hunt down gear every time I needed to do something. So I got these loadout mannequins all set up for the various situations I kept having to gear up for. Honestly, they're one of the most convenient items in the entirety of the game, and I'm disappointed that I didn't set them up earlier. Huge time saver. And since I got those mannequins set up with my best gear, I was feeling confident, so I decided to stock up on element. I got into a few scuffles before being able to hop off the Giga and harvest, and as soon as I had an opportunity to start collecting shards, I realized my mannequin setup wasn't that great, because I didn't have my mining drill with me. As soon as I got back up to Teach's element outpost, I realized there wasn't any element in the generator to allow the teleporter to function, so I had to fly out of the cave with my Maywing. If you've ever tried to get a Maywing out of Wyvern trenches, you know that it's super sketchy because Maywings don't go in the upward direction very well, and Wyverns do a ton of damage. I thought I was being clever and decided I was going to come back with a Snow Owl to get back out the second time, but I didn't think about how difficult it would be to manage a Giga, Maywing, and Snow Owl in one of the deadliest caves on the map while dealing with cryo sickness. Needless to say, I chickened out with a very small amount of element. I have a question for you. Have you ever had a moment of unwarranted confidence? Like, you feel confident in a certain situation, but you definitely shouldn't. Yeah, well, this whole next adventure is that.
Terrifier prepares to embark on a journey to explore a vast underwater cave in search of an artifact. Foolishly wanting a challenge, he brought only a single Lazarus chowder, no scuba, and his very best armor that he wouldn't ever need. And, to be honest, very quickly, he started drowning like the fool that he is. But anyway, he looked for the entrance in his naturally calm state of panic.
Ah, no, I'm drowning. What do I do? Where do I go?
And before he could get his bearings, he died. cold and alone. Now the mission's changed. Now he must get his gear back and save the Maywing without losing any more gear or tames.
Commence operation, get my gear back, and save the Maywing without losing any more gear.
With a newfound sense of unwarranted confidence, Terrifier mounts a fresh Maywing and heads for the promised land. And he left his scuba gear in the fabricator. So anyway, bro, chill, man. You need to stop and think about things. Don't go all American and run straight in there. You gotta think about it. Be logical. He dove headstrong into the murky underbelly of the world. But what's this?
I can't see anything. I'm gonna wait till the morning.
Finally acting intelligently. I have told you about thinking about things before, Terrifier. The dawn of a new day, Terrifier begins his journey once again with a Maywing full of stamina and scuba tanks galore. He dives into the darkness. Suddenly, Terrifier finds himself looking very edible and attempts to flee from an alpha mosasaur. Equipped with a corpse locator, he frantically navigates to his previous meat suit, where he must lead the terrible predator into his old friend. Caring dearly about his former companion, he collects his belongings and says goodbye to his fallen ally.
Fuck you, Maywing. You deserve that shit.
Encumbered by a hefty satchel of still entirely unnecessary gear, he calls his mount to him. Finally, with nervous thumbs and a rapidly beating heart, he rises again from the darkness like a phoenix rises from the ashes. And so our journey ends here. And I can't do this anymore, Terrifier. Listen, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna narrate anymore for a guy who calls Nissan. Listen, what kind of name is Terrifier anyway? It's like I know you're going for like Pterodon, but you want to be terrified, so you put them together in like Google YouTube name generator and put them together and was like, do you know what? That's a great idea. My giant rabbit Derek. Here's a photo. You know, he's got his own Instagram account, self-plug. Why not? He could play this game better than you, Terra. This is seriously just I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm leaving. I'm leaving. You want to watch Terrifier? Feel free. You should watch a bit more Dave. He's a legend. I'm going. See ya. Bye.